All right, we're getting ready for another adventure today. This one's going to be on the KTM. We got about a 300-mile loop today through kind of eastern central Oregon. Should be a pretty good time. I'm just getting things ready right now. It's about 6 in the morning. We're going to head out here in about 20 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be a long day because most of that, like 300, 250 miles, is going to be off-road today. So just making sure the bike's all prepped. Probably going to be a lot of cell phone footage and GoPro footage today, so hopefully that's okay with you guys. Wanted to bring you along for the ride because it's super pretty out there from the pictures that I've seen, and it's bound to be a good time. So I'm going to finish getting ready, and we're going to hit the road.
We got a really early start because we were meeting some other riders out at the trail at 7 a.m. But also we knew the ride was going to take 11 to 12 hours to complete, and we didn't want to be coming home in the dark. Luckily, it was a nice sunny morning. It was a little brisk, though, at about 31 degrees, but we had plenty of layers on.
We're going to be a little bit late. Hopefully they don't start without us. Ooh, my thumb's starting to get a little cold.
We were comfortable the whole way out here, but when we hit this last stretch, the temperature went from about 30 degrees all the way down to 18 degrees, and my thumb and pointer finger started burning pretty bad. Even though I had heated grips, they were getting pretty cold, so we had to pull over real quick and warm our hands up on the exhaust. This did the trick, and we were able to make our way out there. We met up with the other riders, and we had a pretty big group of 8, so we made the decision to split off into smaller groups of 3 to 2 and ride like that for the rest of the day. Occasionally we would catch up to other groups, but for the most part we stayed pretty separate.
So we're already about 65 miles into our journey from town, and I just let my buddy Gansky and his buddy Tom go ahead so we can clear. It's pretty dusty, so just let the dust settle and enjoy the fresh air. It's beautiful out today. I've never been out quite back this far. Definitely a rocky track. Don't want to start the day off with a flat. But man, yeah, beautiful.
This would be one of many gates we had to go through on this ride.
Cows, they're checking us out. I'm gonna see what we're up to. Nice. Oh yeah, some speed, man. So this part of the track is pretty cool. It's pretty rocky in some sections, and there's some definitely some old mud holes, but otherwise it's pretty good. The KTM is just eating it up. Man, so it's pretty fun out here. Definitely dusty. I ripped ahead so I can get some footage right there, but so far having a good time. Done 84 miles and it's about 9:30 right now, so making, I think, pretty good time. But yeah, gonna get back on the bike and keep going.
As you can see here, this section of road was pretty rutted. This continued for a couple of miles, and it made things fairly interesting because you had to avoid getting sucked into one of them, because once you were inside one of those ruts, it was a bit interesting trying to get back out.
Glass butte out there in the distance. We'll be going behind that thing.
This is one of many stops we took to take a breather and have a snack and enjoy our surroundings. Happy to report that the KTM is doing awesome. Only a little bit difficult in some of the softer sandy sections with such a heavy bike, but other than that, it's been eating up this track and I'm having an awesome time.
Some of these sections are hardly even roads anymore. They're so overgrown. And there's just a ton of rocks. Fuck, it's pretty. This is a cool little like basin. Man, we are really out here. Holy cow.
Now we pop back onto the first road in quite some time. We've already covered about 150 miles and we're just about done with the southern section of this route. We're heading into a little town called Riley to have lunch and fuel up for the rest of the journey. Here at Riley, little gas station. Get some gas. Bikes are looking good. Hopefully smooth sailing from here. 120 miles left.
Oh, it's nice to have some food and rehydrate. Prep ourselves for the next half of this ride. It's about 2 o'clock now. Should be a good rest of the ride. Wow. Damn. That is pretty.
This canyon we ended up in was just crazy beautiful. Running along this stream, there was lots of cool places to camp, and I think it would be a really fun time to come back, do this loop again, but split it in two and camp one night here in this canyon. We did end up running into a couple patches of snow, but luckily they weren't very deep and were pretty short. We were concerned initially that it might get much worse, but it did eventually clear up.
It was cutting out?
Yeah, it's cutting out.
Ooh, that's not good.
Still was there?
You want to check your ground and like
Just like it was just going. I think I.
do you want to check your battery connections?
Yeah.
We ended up stopping here for a little bit because my buddy's bike had some issues cutting out after one of the creek crossings. We looked the bike over. It didn't immediately see what the issue was, and we weren't fully sure if it was an electrical one or a fuel one. Either way, we decided to continue onward and at least work our way back towards the highway.
Came from way over behind that butte over there. Right on the other side there. Yo.
Hello there.
We stopped again to enjoy this little viewpoint on this ridge line, and my buddy's bike was getting worse, and we were trying to think of what it might be. Some other riders in the group caught up to us as well, so we just stopped and had a quick snack before continuing onward.
Do you want to try and get out and slab it, or just keep going? It seemed like you were cutting out when it got really bumpy.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was telling Tom. It seems like...
And that's why I think it's an electrical connection.
I think it's a flow thing.
Could be. Well, we can go up a little bit further and see, just feel it out. Well, GoPro died. Gansky's bike having some sort of issue. Fuel or electrical, not sure. We just hoofed it from way the fuck out there. Now we're gonna get on the highway, do some slab. We're like 60 miles. But yeah, GoPro's dead, so I'm not gonna be recording much more there. It's warm.
I ended up picking up this little 12-volt pump, and I have to say it's pretty dang handy, much better than a bike pump. So this really marks the end of the journey for us. We had about 75 miles left from here back home. We had already ridden a little over 200 miles at this point. Getting back on the highway was definitely a good call, as the cutting out on my buddy's bike didn't get any better. But it was a really awesome day. We got to see some really cool sights and explore some areas that I probably never would have been to otherwise if we weren't on this journey. I definitely love getting out on the motorcycle and exploring these new areas. You can cover so much ground so quickly and see a lot of cool things, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting back out on the next adventure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.